Hello everyone and welcome to Track Associates UK first interview. It's a pleasure to be joined today by Myra King. She is a South African writer based in the UK. Myra, nice to meet you. Can you just tell us a little bit about your book series, The Apley Towers?
Hi there. My book, Apple Towers, is dedicated to the last great adventure of childhood. You get to a point in your life where you know that from here on out, all your childhood adventures are gone and nothing but being a grown-up is in front of you. So you dedicate those years to having fun and making life an adventure. So I decided to write down those adventures. And since when I actually was a teenager and had those adventures, I was in South Africa, I decided to set the book there and also to try something new. Since no books in the horse series are set in Africa, I decided to go a completely different direction with my series.
Okay, great. So is it based on your life at all, or?
I would say the first book is certainly taken from all experiences myself and my friends had, but from say about the third book onwards, it's pure fiction.
Okay, yeah, that's great though. And of course, your first book was nominated for People's Book Prize. What was that like?
Well, firstly, I didn't believe it. My editor sent me an email to tell me I got in, and I was so shocked I didn't believe it. I thought she was tricking me because she does that. And I think once the votes started coming in and my publisher started pushing it a bit more, it became more real. And after a while, it became a test. I had to fight for this. So I really got into it. I really threw myself behind it, and thankfully, I ended up getting enough votes to become a finalist. And the award ceremony is in 2 weeks in London. So hopefully, I get somewhere. If not, then that's okay too.
Yeah. Well, good luck for that. Just going off that book prize nomination, do you now feel a bit more pressure to kind of live up to that standard? Because obviously you've published 6 books now.
Yes.
Yeah, and in the series is there another 6?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I'm hoping next.
how are you finding it? Is it more pressure now, or?
I think the pressure is to behave more like an author, whereas before I was just Myra, and now I actually have to think about what I'm doing and who's watching me and who's looking up to me, and do my actions cast a shadow over my book. So
Yeah.
I think the pressure to behave more professionally is there now, which is a good thing because I prefer it when authors behave professionally.
Yeah. So obviously your book series is set in South Africa, and though it's mainly about kids and horse riding, it kind of acts as an introduction, especially for young teenagers and the like, to a culture they may not have experienced before. So how would you say, because obviously you've lived in both South Africa and now the UK, what would you say the main differences are in the cultures?
I think South African culture is quite Americanized. I don't know why that is. I think maybe just watching TV. So the language, I think, is a bit different. I really had to relearn how to speak English, if that makes any sense. And I think the culture in South Africa is a bit more. People are less nanny state, if that makes any sense. Like if the girls want to go climb a 10-foot tree and fall out, no one's going to freak out because why are you climbing a 10-foot tree? Of course you're going to fall out.
Yeah.
So I think that with my books being set in Africa, I could add something that British books don't have anymore. They might have had once upon a time, but not anymore. So I think that freedom and that closeness to nature really comes out, whereas British books unfortunately don't really have that because you can't go outside because it's always raining.
Yeah. So in a way, South Africa is more traditional, would you say?
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Yeah.
They would rather be dirty in the mud and having a good time than be sitting all nice and clean in front of the TV.
Yeah.